Hi.
You are.
Yeah. I was in the hot seat exactly a year ago. Like tomorrow will be a year. And so much has changed. I chilled out. I am experiencing more joy than I've ever experienced in my whole life, and I'm so grateful. And I've been seeing into my vortex and getting these glimpses, and things are manifesting as well. And it's intoxicating. I want more of it. And my question is,
We like it when you are paying attention to your vibration enough that you know that you're in vibrational proximity to what's in the vortex, so that you can have those glimpses, because that's extra satisfying, isn't it?
yeah.
So your question is?
So I have those experiences, and I get the impulses, and I follow them, and I see my vortex, and I know what's happening now because I have the conscious awareness, like,
Yeah.
oh, it's my vortex.
Yeah.
And I'm wanting to understand how I more specifically, when I decide that I have a goal or a tangible, like I want to create this end result. And that's where I seem to get a little stuck in creating it.
Feel the tension in that. I want to create this end result, which is as if to say, now is irrelevant. The end result is what I want. And meanwhile, I'm in vibrational limbo, which is not true.
Yes.
A better intention is, I want to feel joyful in the unfolding of this, whatever it is. I want to savor it. I want to get all the juice out of it. There are some things that you enjoy doing that you don't really want to rush to the end of. Do you know what we mean? We're talking specifically about eating an ice cream cone. And so, what's the rush? If there's pleasure in the moment, what's the rush? What's the rush? And you all are not very good savorers, except for a subject or two. You are so eager to get to the end result that you introduce unnecessary angst as you're trying to get there too fast. Esther remembers as she was a little girl living in a little town, and she didn't have a bicycle, and she walked most everywhere, and there was no place that was very far, but sometimes she would be in a hurry and she just couldn't make her little body move fast enough to where she wanted to be. And she felt this sort of urgency between wanting to close the gap between where she was and where she wanted to be. And it took a long time for her to start enjoying the journey and enjoying the path and singing a song and enjoying where she was. And the thing that makes you all not very good savers along your way is that you create unnecessary time crunches for yourself. You have a time shortage consciousness or a money shortage consciousness sometimes that makes you in a hurry to get over there. But we want you to try to soothe those things and realize that there's no shortage of time. It just feels that way when you're not utilizing the awesome power of non-resistant thought. There's such leverage in alignment and such lack of leverage in lack of alignment, and you all get impatient because you're in lack of alignment and trying to use your action to fix what can only be fixed through alignment. That was a lot, wasn't it? And so once you get out ahead of this and you care mostly about how you feel, and we know you do, and then you become a more deliberate savorer, where you're not in such a hurry to be someplace better than where you are or improved over where you are, but instead your appreciation is about the desire that is calling you forward, and you've practiced the ease in that, because desire that's calling you feels so delicious unless you think you don't have time. Desire that's calling you feels so delicious unless somebody else is telling you shouldn't go there and you're believing them. Desire that's calling you feels so wonderful unless you've got your own stick in your own spoke and aren't letting yourself move in the direction of that. It really is that way.
So can you give me a specific intangible to do with my thoughts in those times? Like when I'm going to get really specific, like I'm a teacher. I teach spiritual principles, and I teach on sex and relationships using a lot of this energy stuff. And so I'll be like launching a specific program, and I'll have an end result in mind of like, I want to have this many students in my program, and I want to make this amount of income. And how do I hold that desire, like the desire for that outcome, and still be in that flow, enjoying the savoring and the pleasure? without getting all crunchy about it.
What happens, and this is an important conversation to have with deliberate creators who have come through a sort of mindset of goal setting and things like that. The thing about setting a specific goal is that it's like you have this stick called X a number of dollars that I want or need or expect. And when you pick up the stick is already predisposed to be active on one end or the other. So if your stick is already predisposed to be active on the not enough end of the stick, then every time you set a goal about that, you just activate where you are. Did you get that?
So could it be more effective to kind of let go of the end result altogether and play with that?
It's helpful when you know that money's the bugaboo to leave money out of the equation for a while and think about the fun you're having and the evolution of your program. Jerry said to Esther on several occasions as they were moving along, so it's the money you care about? Esther said one day when she was being harassed, not really, felt like it, by a publisher, not really, felt like it, to get something done. And she said to Jerry, you know, we put thousands of hours into one of these, and do you see how much money comes from it? And Jerry said, so you're doing it for the money now, huh? And she wasn't. It just got kind of out of balance in this comparison. It was just her defensiveness because they wanted her to do something she didn't feel like doing. And so she was just making up stuff in order to justify where she stood. But if you take money out of the equation, everything smooths out. But we do have a remedy for you. So you feel like you're up to speed with this question?